Evening peeps, good evening everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget as well to like and share the vids. Don't forget as well, peeps, we are live tomorrow for Chris Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith. The live watch along starts at 8 o'clock. Really looking forward to this fight. 50-50 scrap. I've spoken to so many people and everyone seems to be flip-flopping. Everyone's changed their mind as to how this fight plays out, who wins the fight. So it is a genuine 50-50 scrap. Looking forward to the undercard as well. Some intriguing fights. The more I start to think about Joseph Parker, Jack Massey, the more I think, has Joseph Parker come back too soon after that Joe Joyce fight? Look, Joseph Parker should win, and I'm expecting him to get the stoppage, but you never know. You never know. Chris Kongo, Eka Usman, or should I say Eka Usman, Chris Kongo, is a good fight as well. And Riakpo steps up to world level. What's left with Krzysztof Glowacki, we'll find out tomorrow. So look, really looking forward to it. We get going at 8 o'clock. Both Chris and Liam look fantastic on the scales. Chris looked incredible, absolutely incredible. And, you know, you look at that physique and I don't see how or where another 3 pounds would have come off for the Conor Benn fight. Let's not forget the Conor Benn fight was supposed to be 157 pounds. Look, he looked really tight at 160. So the idea of him coming down another 3 pounds to fight Conor Benn, I'm actually happy it didn't happen because it would have taken a lot out of him. It's funny, when I spoke to him at the press conference and I asked him about the Conor Benn fight, and I said, would you entertain the fight? Again, he said yes. I said, but would you do the rehydration, the idea of you not being able to rehydrate back? And he's like, no. So, no, I wouldn't go back to 157 pounds, and I certainly wouldn't agree to anything else. If the fight happens, it happens at 160. So, yeah, he clearly knows that 160 is tight for him. Liam Smith looked really good as well. It's just that he's pale, so you probably can't tell the physique, but he looked really good as well. Really looking forward to it. All right, this has just been announced, or at least they're in talks for it. I don't know if it's been officially announced. Joe Joyce versus ZHIELI Zhang, April 15th in London. I love it. I absolutely love this fight. When I was thinking of fights for Joe Joyce, I don't know why I didn't think of this one. I was lucky enough to be ringside for Zhang versus HRGOVIC, and Zhang beat HRGOVIC. There's no two ways about it. I've watched that fight back. You can't score that fight for HRGOVIC. Zhang won that fight. So, I mean, look, a lot of people had HRGOVIC as a top 10 heavyweight then. Zhang beat him. So Joe Joyce, as far as I'm concerned, is fighting a top 10 heavyweight in ZHIELI Zhang. Normally when a fighter picks a guy coming off a loss, you're kind of like, really? No. This one I like a lot. I really do. I mean, Zhang showed me he had a lot in that fight. Like, I went into that fight thinking HRGOVIC is going to run through him. Like, it's just going to be a bit too much. I mean, Zhang's punch selection looked good. His feet aren't fast. I'm not going to pretend and say they're fast, but deceptively, he knows how to close the ring off. Like, he's very smart. So slow feet, almost a bit like Golovkin, like slow feet, but it makes you feel like you're trapped all the time. And HRGOVIC felt trapped all the time, couldn't get out of the exits, no pockets to kind of disappear from. So he's a very good boxer, is Zhang. Has got a chin on him because HRGOVIC did land some big punches, but has also got a lot of punch power. I mean, honestly, this is a good fight. Obviously, look, you favour Joe Joyce because Joe Joyce right now is on this upward trajectory where you almost feel like there's only 2 or 3 fighters that could cause Joe problems. And I didn't think Zhang was one of those. So look, I favour it for Joe. But when you're thinking of this fight, again, think of the fact that if this was HRGOVIC versus Joe Joyce, you would be excited. This guy beat HRGOVIC. Again, I was there, and I know Nisa Sowland was upset with people saying it ringside, but every single person that was next to me ringside was like, what? It wasn't a robbery, but everyone was like, what? Surely Zhang won that. So, yeah, I think it's a good fight. It really is. And again, it continues this momentum now. We just want to see some more announcements. We want to see Fury Usyk announced. We want to see Wilder Ruiz announced. There has been some talk in the last few hours about an April showdown between Dillian White and Otto Wallin. Otto Wallin's going to have an interim fight in, I think, next week, just to stay busy fight. So don't expect it to be anyone of note. But then that means for me that there's a big fight planned, and that big fight we're hearing is going to be against Dillian White on the zone. So a lot of the heavyweights are starting to kind of announce their upcoming fights. And this one, ZHIELI Zhang versus JOYCE, is a good one. Let's not sleep on Zhang too much. I mean, Zhang can hit, and JOYCE gets hit a lot. There has to be a time. I mean, I've seen a lot of so-called guys that have granite chins. There has to be a time where that shit deteriorates. Like, he's getting hit a lot, JOYCE, and you never know. Zhang could be the one person that just lands something clean, and all that punishment that JOYCE has accumulated, the boy landing big, heavy shots. Carlos Takam hit him with everything. Joseph Parker, maybe it's just, Zhang's the lucky one where he lands something, and the accumulation of all that punishment that JOYCE has taken in the last couple of years gets him on the night. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's a really good fight that I'm looking forward to. All right, now that we're here, is there anything else we can talk about very quickly? I am doing a live watch along in 40 minutes with G-Man on his channel. I'm not quite sure when this video is going to go out, but if this video goes out before 8 o'clock, go on to G-Man's YouTube channel. I'll be there for about an hour talking everything in boxing. Dimitri Bivol, I want to get more belts at 175 or 168, whichever is easier. It's funny because someone reached out to me on my YouTube and said, Addy, stop talking about Bivol going to 168. He's not going to do it. He's never said he's going to do it. Well, he has. Says it here as well. Bivol's willing to go to 168. He wants that Canelo fight. He understands the magnitude of that fight. And again, we're not just talking about money. There's a lot of money on the table, obviously. It's a legacy fight. It's a legacy fight. Beating Canelo back-to-back in his own weight class is a legacy win. It's a legacy fight. It's one that goes in the record books. And then, again, we wait to see what's going to happen at 175. But I like it. I like it. I wonder if they do sort of a mini cut just to see how he feels going down to like 171, maybe 172, anything basically below that 175, just to see how his body feels. But I like him. I like him at it. Tim Bradley, Gervonta Davis is a piece of shit. I hope Ryan Garcia knocks him out. Yeah, them two have gone back and forth. I'm not quite sure what started it, but Timothy Bradley is not a fan of Gervonta Davis. I do sometimes feel like the younger crowd don't understand how good Timothy Bradley was. Timothy Bradley, good fighter, 2-weight world champion. There was a time when he was the best 140-pounder. And I say that, look, I thought Amir Khan would have beaten him, but he was the best. There was a time when it was either him or Devin Alexander, and they fought, and he made Devin quit. I know Devin complained about the headbutts, but basically Devin said, no more. Then he had some really good fights at 147 pounds. He deserves his respect. A lot of people seem to be taking swipes at him, saying Gervonta would have done something at 140. No, he wouldn't have. Not to Timothy Bradley. People need to maybe go and do their research. Timothy Bradley was a very, very good fighter. Is there anything else? Very quickly, let's jump on to Mike Coppinger's Twitter page. I know this is a very short video. I just wanted to do a video about that JOYCE announcement because I think it's a very, very, very good fight, that one. And some people have been like, he's taking a fight with a guy off a loss. It wasn't a loss. It was not a loss. Anything else here? One sec, peeps. Okay, a bit about Dillian White, Otto Volin. Yeah, it's been explored for April. Dimitri Salita has told ESPN. That's good. That's very, very good. Again, it goes back. It makes sense now why Otto Volin's having a warm-up fight end of this month. Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, now done for March 25th. MGM Grand, Las Vegas. That's my birthday. What a great fight that is as well. What a great fight that is. And we know now, seeing the Anthony Durrell knockout, and look, I know Durrell is way past it, but the way in which he finished Durrell, he's got power, Caleb Plant. Good boxer, good power. Benavidez, everyone thinks, is the best behind Canelo at 168. Great, great fight. Anything else before we... Mark Messiah, Brandon Figueroa finalizing a deal for March 4th. It's all coming. This is what we want. We want these kind of announcements. Like, let's go. Let's go, man. We want to see big fights, and those lot that I've just mentioned are big fights. Anything else? I saw something. The British Boxing Board of Control to consider misconduct charges against Smith Eubank Jr. following a heated press conference. You know what? Yeah, I feel like, what are you going to say about Eubank Jr.? I mean, Smith was the one that I think went a bit below the belt. A bit below the belt. In fact, not a bit, a lot below the belt. I think Eubank Jr. done well to kind of just handle it, if I'm honest with you. And then obviously, if you're going to keep on going there, and he did, he went back to it. So Smith started it, stopped, then went back to it again. If you're going to go back to it, then let's go. So I don't know what you're going to tell Eubank. For Smith, I guess that maybe there's more of a conversation. It's just my own opinion. I'm not quite sure. All right, guys, girls, that is it. We are live tomorrow. Can't wait. Honestly, can't wait for it. First live of the year. Remember, we're doing the live for Yard Beterbiev as well. And then we're just going to keep on going because we're going to keep growing this channel. Peace and love.